What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan, Dad Planet. Welcome back to the One Man Show. So I'm bringing you this What Sold on eBay video, and it covers 15 of the items that I sold the week of July 8th through the 14th. Sales were phenomenal. And listen, I only worked 22 hours this week, so even better than just driving a bunch of sales to my store. I couldn't be happier with the results so far in July. And I'm going to show you towards the end a broken guitar that you should still be picking up because it still has value. And then we'll talk a little bit of wholesale all the way at the end. So let's get moving. All right, week of July 8th through the 14th, 2,700 in gross sales, just under 1,900 in net. These are amazing numbers, really. Selling costs at 26%. They usually hover around 30%, so that's wonderful. And then my average sales price per item, right where it needs to be, right around $58, $59. And I sold a total of 47 items this week. So let's get into 15 of the most exciting ones that I sold. All right, set of chairs from IKEA. If you go back 90 days, actually farther than 90 days, I saw a sold comp for 3 of these for $100. So I had 2 of them and I priced them at $100 and I took an offer of $75. I'm totally happy with that. NIS folding chairs, they are MCM inspired. I put that as a keyword. Very hard to find these in orange color. And this buyer is $144.36 all in. I think the chairs were $6.99 each, so let's call it $14. Some of these prices I don't remember exactly what I paid, but they sold in 3 to 4 months, which is a pretty quick sale. And the buyer left positive feedback, but left it on neutral. So I'm not really sure. And again, I don't care about feedback, so I don't ask for feedback revisions. It's like the last thing on my mind. So it could have been just a simple mistake on their end. As it stands, hopefully that buyer is happy. I'm happy with $75. I'll take it. This was a nice sale. All right, Sierra Nevada beer mirrors, man cave mirrors. They're very popular. This is the style that I think sells the easiest one. It's like 24 by 12. And I sold this for full price, my full asking price of $80. There is, and you will see a sold comp, it's sold for a very similar price. These are all kind of selling around the $80 range. It's a very consistent seller. So Spire is $103.19 all in. I think it cost me $6. This was actually in one of my thrift run videos, so I had this filmed and the price is probably stickered on there somewhere. So I'm off a little bit. Forgive me for that. But sold in 3 weeks. This was another fast sale, and this is the Sierra Nevada mirror that you do want to keep an eye out for. But really, all of them will get you a pretty good price if you find one that's a little bit different. All right, guys, I don't remember what I paid for this, and I don't even remember where I found it. So what I know is, and for those of you that are new, or maybe you are fearful of sourcing electronics, anytime you see a 5-disc carousel player, especially from Sony, do yourself a favor and look it up. This came with a remote, so this was even an added bonus. And so I had this listed, I think, around like $80 or $90. Took an offer of $76.49. So this buyer is $98.20 all in. Let's call it $10. I really cannot remember. Was this at a garage sale? Did I source this in a thrift store? I'm losing my mind lately. But another fast seller here, 2 weeks, and I think the reason that it sold so quickly again is because it did have the remote and the remote was functional. So if you don't know anything else about electronics, look up the 5-disc carousels because thrift stores regularly price them low. They don't think that they're of much value. At least that's what I notice in my area. Your mileage may vary, but they're great. They are always kind of under the radar in my opinion. So look for those. This was another fantastic sale. I'll take it. All right, baseball bat, obviously, but this is a youth one, so I don't know how you pronounce it. Miken Freak 100, and it was a little bit smaller. It's a 29-inch bat. I think the ones that are 30 inches and above, they sell a little bit quicker. Priced at $75, and I eventually took a full price offer. So buyer is $96.14 all in. It only cost me $2.99. I sourced this almost a year ago, so it took 11 months to sell, but they're so small, they just fit into a little bin and they take up no space. And baseball still selling again, tapering off slowly here as we inch into like the late summer, fall months, but they still sell. This was a great sale. Even if it took a little while, I'm not complaining. So list it, forget it, and it's gone. I think people forget or they maybe overestimate just how popular Creed still is. You can say what you want about Scott Stapp and where they went and what his career turned out to be, but they really are still very popular. And I'm not saying it's just because this shirt sold so quickly for me. It just is what it is. The sales data is saying that, wow, Creed items like Creed t-shirts, concert tour shirts, they still sell relatively well, even after, the lengthy career that they had. So this t-shirt was from the Weathered Tour from 2002 to 2003. It was a men's size XL and it sold fast for me. I had it listed for $50. I took an offer of $42.49. Buyer is $50.79 all in. This shirt cost me $3.99 at I think it was Volunteers of America is where I found it. And it only took 2 days to sell. So pay attention to, all concert shirts, but don't discount Creed. Say what you want about them. This was a great sale. Their items move. All right, I sourced a rug doctor at a garage sale. I think I paid $30 for it. And anytime I source them, the model on this is DCC-1, by the way. Anytime I find these, I always part them out. And so this is the second part that I have sold from the model that I found at the garage sale. It's the upholstery tool, and I sold it for full price, 60 bucks. So this buyer is $89.81 all in, and it only took 2 weeks to sell. The other part that I sold, I think, was the dirty water tank. So I sold that for 80. So I've got 80 and then 60, 140 already with 2 or 3 other parts to sell. They are fantastic. I'll end up clearing between $200 and $300 after parting everything out once everything sells. So it's a pretty good return on that $30. So don't be intimidated by those big carpet cleaners. Just part them out, especially this one, because they sell so quickly and so easily. All right, pair of Spanx, the perfect pant. They were brand new with tags. So for me, price-wise, based on comps, this was a no-brainer to pick up. It only cost me $5.99. And I did sell it for 70 bucks. Buyer is $87.05 all in. And these only took 3 weeks to sell also. I'm pretty sure that I sourced these at a Goodwill. And boy, I'll tell you what, I wish I had more of them because Spanx seems to sell pretty well just based on the limited research that I did on sold comparables and whatnot. But I've sold a couple of items of Spanx before, so I'm not 100% unfamiliar with it. But this was easy because they were brand new, and 80% of all of the items sold through eBay are brand new items. So this fits the bill. Great sale. This is another really good seller. Now, are you going to find this every day outsourcing? Probably not. It's a Sunbeam C50 vacuum coffee maker, brewer, percolator, chrome, and in really good condition, worked fine. And I took an offer of $63.74 for this item. This buyer is $82.54 all in. It only cost me $4.99, but even more important than that, it only sold in 1 week. These are very fast sellers, and I think even with the box, if it comes with the original box, you may even be able to get $80, $90 to $100 for it. So keep your eye out for these. Yes, they will turn up at estate sales. Sure, you will find them in thrift stores every now and again, which is where I find mine, but great seller when you get it. All right, this is a mistake I wouldn't normally make, but for whatever reason, I was feeling myself. I don't really know, and I took an offer of $80 on a bear that is clearly worth between $100 to $130. So it's the Jack-o'-lantern Build-A-Bear, and if I had waited a little bit longer, naturally, as we approach the Halloween holiday, I probably could have gotten full price for this, but I'll take the $80. It only cost me 99 cents, and the buyer is $132.85 all in because I had to ship this overseas. So you factor in customs fees. That's why they paid so much. It took 7 months to sell. It probably should have sold a little bit quicker, but I will take it. I know I'm going to end up sourcing this again. In fact, my youngest daughter, it's the only one of the Build-A-Bear collections that she does not have. And believe me, I had to hide this like nobody's business to make sure that she never saw it because she would have freaked out. As it stands, I'll take the $80, but don't make the mistake that I made unless you are desperate or whatever, because it's probably $100 to $110 easily if you get it. This was a beautiful shirt that I sourced at the Goodwill bin, so let's call it between $1 and $2. It's a vintage Iolani shirt. It's got like the little tiki man on it, and it's a pretty regular seller, but just very difficult to find. So it's always going to sell, at least based on my research experience, in the $60 range, and I got a $60 offer within a couple of days of me listing it. So it was buyer $64.98 all in, and I think it was under 48 hours this sold. So this was a really good sale and a fantastic find because, when I'm going to the bins, I'm usually not spending anywhere over $40. So this paid for an entire trip and then some, and that's usually how it works when you're doing pay by the pound at the Goodwill outlets. So this was a wonderful sale. And are you going to find a vintage Olani shirt every time you're outsourcing? Maybe not, but it looked different, it felt different, and so it caught my attention naturally. It has the tiki element to it, so this was still a good sale. This is a t-shirt and these sizes that will turn up in thrift stores where the other one you might not find so readily available. So Polo Ralph Lauren, this is a 4XB size. I have maintained that the 3Xs, the 4Xs, the 5 and beyonds, those are the sizes that you really want to hone in on when it seems like the market is flooded with Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. So this one was tie-dye, and I mean, it was just a beautiful looking shirt in very good condition, especially because it's got white in it. So, you run the risk of having stains show up a little bit easier. This thing was crispy clean, and it sold for $51. This buyer is $64.97 all in. These cannot ship first class because they are a little bit too heavy. So I had to charge full price for shipping on that, but it only cost me $5, and it only took 1 month to sell. So 3Xs, 4Xs and above, look for those sizes for Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. You will find them and they will sell. All right, this is a good garage sale find. I think it was $2, between $1 and $2. Pokemon bucket hat, nothing special here. It was vintage. I think it was from the mid to early 90s. And I sold it for full price, $50. This buyer is $58.30 all in. And this only took 2 weeks to sell. I went to a garage sale and missed a bunch of stuff at that garage sale. Most notably, a very valuable Green Bay Packers hat. Yes, I am having like the fear of missing out going on right now, but that's the beauty of having an audience that will also catch those things, is that you will let me know when I miss things, and I appreciate that. As it stands, that was still a good garage sale, and this was a good find, $50. What can I say? That's a great sale on two. Right now, for whatever reason, LL Bean canvas bags, especially in this green color, are a bolo, and you're getting a lot of money for them when you find them. The duffel bags, the shoulder bags, you'll see as I put sold comparables up, they're selling fantastic. So this was a larger bag, had a shoulder strap, and it has leather decor elements on it, but also leather feet, so to speak, so that if you're dragging it, it just lasts a little bit longer. It makes it a little bit more sturdy. But those design elements with the leather and then the green canvas, great money on this one. $84.99. I got a full price offer, and the buyer is $115.47 all in. This only cost me $6.99. I found this at Goodwill. It only took 3 weeks to sell. I actually have 3 others. One that I currently have listed, and 2 that I haven't listed just because I'm lazy. They're sitting right there in the other office space, ready to go. Photographs already taken. But this was a wonderful sale, and I'll tell you what, for again, whatever reason, keep your eye out for LLB canvas bags. If you are still watching this and it's still garage sale season, look for them at garage sales because they'll certainly turn up. But I don't think thrift stores are catching these ones and marking them $30, $40, and $50 also. So you should have some success finding them in thrift stores in addition to the estate sales of the world and the garage sales of the world. So keep your eye out for a big bolo right here. Another trend that I'm noticing is the Build-A-Bear Hello Kitty plush. These things are selling phenomenal and for huge dollar amounts. Now this one is a bona fide bolo, right? When you find the purple one, even without the little bow tie on the top, you're still going to get good money for it. I got lucky because it had that, and it's like a little Velcro element, so they come off, and you will find some that are missing. But I got $34 for this. I had it listed for $40, and I took an offer, and then the buyer is $49.69 all in. It only cost me $1.99. So the purple Hello Kitty from Build-A-Bear, a bolo, but there are plenty that are $75, $85, $95 and above pre-owned. It's smoking hot right now, so just like the LL Bean canvas, keep your eye out for the Build-A-Bear Hello Kitties. They're very easy to spot naturally, and if you get the bow tie along with it, you'll make even more money in most cases, so keep your eye out for them. All right, this is one of those ones where, do I have a pair of $500 shoes that I sold for $250? I don't know. I have to be happy with this sale because they sold in like a few hours of me having them listed. So they're Nike Zoom Kobe 6s. These are the Phenomenon from 2011. Now it's Nike ID, which means they are customized. You can see the number 22 on the inside. There were some other custom elements that this person had Nike do specifically for them. So when this went to the authenticator, they weren't able to authenticate them. Now, it didn't fail the authentication inspection, but what happens is the results were inconsequential. Like, they couldn't make a decision on if they were real or not, which is baffling to me. So they don't reject it. They just send it off to the buyer noting that, hey, these were customized, so we can't 100% authenticate them. They are 100% authentic, but just be aware of that. If you ever get that email where it's like, well, we couldn't decide whether it was or it wasn't, but we're still going to ship it to your customer, that means you basically passed, even though they're not giving you the actual authenticity guarantee. At any rate, I sold these for $250 in a couple of hours, and the buyer is $289.45 all in. They only cost me $5.99. I found these at a Volunteers of America, and again, only a couple of hours to sell. 15 more in the books. Hope you enjoyed those. I want to show you guys this because if you see a Guitar Hero guitar that looks like this, even if it is non-working or you don't have the ability to test it, make sure you're still picking it up. Okay, so it's a Red Octane Explorer controller. You can see this right here. Model number is 950. $4.55. Now, what did I pay? I paid $4.99 for this, but you can see here, it looks like it's missing the Xbox 360 button. Now, this very well could still work without that button, but I'm going to sell it for parts because they still sell between $25 and $30. So if you see one that looks like this, no matter what condition, grab it. You can sell it untested for parts and labor only and not accept returns for between $25 to $30, like I say. But if you get them working, we're talking, $70 and above for this model here. Becoming very hard to find and acquire, but it's no risk, especially at $5. So I just wanted to make you folks aware of that. Even broken, untested, $30. All right, just a quick reminder that wholesale lots, for those of you that are struggling to get inventory, or you just, for whatever reason, maybe you have a job, it's just harder and harder to get out. I have that coming, and I'm excited to be able to offer that to you folks. I have a lot of very exciting items, and really the formula that I used is when I'm out sourcing an item, would I sell this in my own store? If the answer was yes, it goes into a wholesale box. I would never sell you folks something that I wouldn't also sell in my store. So keep your eye out for that. It is coming soon. I'll make an announcement when those are available. That's all I have for you. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the one-man show. Hit the like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video to YouTube. And that is all I have for you. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.